guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit, but sorry, you probably expected that. And especially with a title like this, Homemaking with Littles, you probably can just imagine how hard this is to get videos out these days, but I still really enjoy it, so that's why I'm here today. Today's topic is something I've kind of been thinking about, and it's just been on my mind, I guess, this past year, and recently, as I've been a little bit more able to get up and do things around the house and to do the homemaking thing. And I guess you'll kind of see why I'm talking about that in a little bit. But today, basically, I want to talk about perspective and just your mindset during this season of homemaking with little kids, or maybe you're not even a homemaker and you just have little kids and you're just having to do all of the things. And so maybe you are in the same boat. And by nothing, I mean like everything you want to do that's on your to-do list is like a huge mountain to climb. Even something as simple as like the dishes, I honestly many times let them pile up for after dinner, because I know that the second I am going to open my dishwasher, my toddler and my baby are going to come running to rummage through. I'm going to throw everything onto the floor and honestly just create another mess, which sometimes I just let them do it, and then sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on the energy that I have, the amount of, just like willpower that I have in the moment to just like let things go. But honestly, even before getting up to even do the dishes, when I get up from the couch or wherever I'm at to go and even do the dishes, that's where the problem starts, is because they'll start to cry, because even though they were happily playing, like they just randomly realize that I'm leaving and they're like, oh wait, no, we do need you, hold on. This happens every single day to me, and I know this season with that is going to be over, within a blink of an eye. It's going to be over fast, but it is hard. And there are other things like that make it hard to be a homemaker with littles. By no means is this like me complaining. I'm just like showing everybody that this is hard and this is real life. But we're going to show that perspective is basically the name of the game. Like, you just have to have a good mindset for it. Other examples that are challenging that come up on a day-to-day basis is putting my littlest baby to sleep for a nap, because he still kind of does 2 naps. Honestly, he has FOMO, and so sometimes he'll just do 1 big nap just because he did not want to go to sleep, or because Olive, our toddler, is like either screaming for me, crying for me, right next to me and talking, and it won't let Frankie go down. And so that's another hard part, which happens just about every day. The dogs steal the kids' toys more than you would ever imagine. Another thing is putting something away in the pantry, or even we have a trash can in the pantry, and so we throw our trash away in there, right? However, when we go to throw away our stuff, who follows me? Not 1, but 2 crazy littles that want to get into all the spices and the crackers and all the fun things that I've got going on in there, and push all the buttons to my Instant Pot even though nothing's plugged in. So even as something as simple as like throwing away trash is hard. It's something I just never thought that I would have to deal with. And so these things are really frustrating, right? These are just my pain points, some of them, right? Of course, we have very many other ones. I didn't even mention anything with our almost 4-year-old, who is honestly such a big help, but sometimes, there's things with him too. So these are just my pain points that come up pretty regularly. But I continually have to change my mindset so that I don't fall into this victim, me, like poor me attitude, right? My kids are not doing this to me. They are just kids that need their mom close by to feel secure, and they need me by their side right now. And that's just the season that we're in. I know that there will be times when, oh my gosh, see, there goes the dogs bothering me. They hear something, and so they're huffing and puffing over here. Hey! But anyways, I know that there will be times when they are having like a snack or something and they wander outside, something like that, and I'm able to sneak some dishes in the dishwasher or tend to my sourdough or throw all the pile of trash away that I let built up too. And so I have to take advantage of these small margins, and that's just how we're living life over here right now. And I just have to remind myself of just asking God to put me back into the right mindset, right? And so these kids that I have are my answered prayers, and honestly the ones that I dreamt about for so long, for years. For 3.5 years we couldn't get pregnant. Before that we were able to adopt Malachi, but it took us a very long time to get this family going, and then it happened real quick. Then we got 3 kids within 20 months, and so God was like, oh, you want a family? Here you go, right? But anyways, so I just have to ask the Lord to put me into this, grateful mindset, and remember that they're a gift and that He gave them to me to raise and to love. And then when I think about it that way, I truly don't feel like I deserve them at that point. Then I'm like, oh wow, well, they're such a gift, and I'm over here, getting frustrated with them for needing me. And that just sounds silly when you put it that way. So it's just so easy to like wish for certain seasons to pass so that we can move on to more fun things like, having kids that are old enough for vacations and camping and shopping, and being old enough that I can leave them for longer periods of time and whatever, even go to the bathroom on my own without having an entourage of children, right? So there's just a lot of things that are tempting to look forward to, but I cannot forget to live in the season that I'm in, right? Such a time as this, as it says in the Bible, that we were made for such a time as this. And this time last year, I have to think back. That kind of helps me sometimes too. This time last year, I had a newborn, an 8-month-old, and an almost 3-month-old. I was not sleeping, and I was completely dependent on my family and my friends for help because it was just not, like, I was not enough. And I would have to pray that the Lord was enough for my kids. And that's all we can do sometimes. Obviously, there are seasons where you can do more and you don't want to fall into idleness, because that's a sin. Milena, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, but I follow her on YouTube and Instagram, and she's great, and she's super, encouraging, and she just had a YouTube video about idleness recently, so I encourage you to go listen to that. But anyway, so you don't want to fall into this victim mindset and then become idle and not do anything. However, use this time where we feel like the Lord is slowing us down, use it to pray, to be more intentional with our children, to do just the necessities, right? Only the necessities, because sometimes that's all we can manage. That's all our children will even let us do. Were they fed? Were they loved and hugged? Did we pray together, talk about God, or read the Bible? Even sometimes I get all worked up and thinking like, oh, I don't even think I read to Malachi enough today, or man, I don't even know if I read one book to him today. Those are secondary. Worrying about, the gospel and love and food for our children, honestly, are our main priorities as parents. And yeah, anyways, I just went off on a tangent and I had a couple of notes, but I just felt like the Lord wanted me to say those kinds of things too. Anyhow, I know that God allows us to be in these seasons. They're really long and they're tough sometimes. And so we just depend on him more, cling to him more, and we have no choice but to quite literally cry out to him sometimes. You can honestly find me doing that multiple times a day. You can hear me just saying, Lord, please help me. And that's it. That's all I can manage in the moment. And oh my gosh, my husband, he loves me. Thank you, Lord, for my husband. Hopefully that's not too much for anybody. Anyways, I'm often praying, and that's usually when my husband's not even home, because he's so helpful. But when he's not home, I'm usually like, Lord, please help me. And I'll just say a prayer out loud. I'm sure Malachi has heard me say it so many times. And it's not like a poor me. It's just like truly like, Lord, help me know what to do next. And I know Elizabeth Elliot has that quote, just do the next thing. Just do the next thing. It's one of her popular quotes. And so typically I'm asking God to help me to be calm and kind to my kids and help me to just get on to the next thing that I have to do. Usually that's when I'm making a meal and the kids, I've got 2 toddlers clinging at my leg, screaming for me to hold them. And so those times are really tense, and it's hard for me, and I feel like I'm not enough because I can't hold both of them while making lunch. It's just hard. There's times like that every single day where I'm in those types of situations. And I think had I not been in those situations, I wouldn't have the need to go to the Father and beg him to help me. I think these are the seasons that will grow us. These might not be the seasons where I am serving, all the time in my church or have people over, or I'm out and about and I'm doing all these things, but these are the seasons where I am being stretched and honestly clinging to God, because that's the only way that I'm going to get through it. And yeah, at least, because anybody can just get through a season, but to do it well, with grace for my kids, with kindness, and I definitely am not perfect in that. I wish I was better at that. I wish I had a better attitude all the time, but we are not perfect, and that's why we need the Lord. So anyways, I hope that these things that I said were encouraging, just showing that I'm on the same track with all of you. This is hard work, you guys. We just have to keep on going. It says in the Bible that we just need to keep on going, and if we do not give up, we will receive the crown of life. And I truly believe that. I know that the Lord has a great reward for us, and that is us dwelling with him in heaven one day. And that's why we're doing all of this. We're raising our children unto him, and that is the biggest. It's a blessing, but it is just such a big task. I don't know. It seems like we're not worthy, right? I don't feel like I'm worthy of raising children for the Lord. What on earth? Like, he let us do that? That, I don't know. I think that it's a blessing. So anyways, I hope you guys got something out of that. I wish that I wrote some more notes down, because I think I kind of just rambled. Hopefully you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any comments or questions, or maybe suggestions about different videos or topics, or just things that you want to ask me, please leave them in the comments below, and I would love to get back to you about those things. I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.